It's a MeteoMark, a weather update here. We don't have too much going on in the tropics now that Barry is pretty much heading inland across much of the country of eastern Mexico. So let's get right into some photos here. This one is from Jason Schuller. Actually, we have 3 from him. And this is going to be, I'm glad we have 3 pictures like this today, because this, as we look at these pictures, look at this. This is from New Hampshire, and as you can see, look at what's going on here. This is going to be the rule pretty much across the eastern portion of the country, especially if you live in the mid-Atlantic, up through the Northeast and the New England states. Look at these photos here. Nice, beautiful blue skies and very warm temperatures ensuing across much of the area. We're going to be getting into portions of New England, the Northeast and the Mid-Atlantic. We're going to be approaching 80s and 90s for highs. And many areas will be cracking 90 degrees later on this weekend. So, other than that, we don't have any other photos, but thank you, Jason, for sending those in. I appreciate that. Look at those beautiful blue skies. The quality on those pictures is amazing. Very nice. We're going to head right into weather because I'm going to show you here. Here's a snapshot of the tropics here, and other than what's going on here in eastern Mexico with Barry, Tropical Storm Barry, pretty much heading well inland and weakening. We don't have any other really big disturbances to speak of across much of Gulf of Mexico and heading on out into the Atlantic. There's not much to speak of, but that's not to say something won't develop in the next, say, 5 to 8 days. We are in a very active pattern, so stay tuned for that. Now, we're heading right into your weather forecast for much of the country, and looking at what we've got going on for your Friday, your TGIF, we got pretty much a similar scenario setting up across the northern plains. Severe weather, damaging wind, large hail, places like Bismarck, extending on down towards Des Moines over to Sioux City, and then all the way over towards the Dakotas. Now we're going to be heading on into South Florida here with that stalled out frontal boundary, and we'll see some rain and thunderstorms down here, but high pressure up here in the northeast and southeast Canada, parts like Buffalo, Pittsburgh, up through Ottawa, Binghamton, over towards New England and Montreal. We'll be seeing a good deal of sunshine, and this will expand on Saturday, as you can see. Saturday, we got those temperatures continuing to warm well into the 90s in portions of the Ohio Valley, and severe thunderstorms continue across as we get this ring of fire pattern around the United States here. And you can see across much of the nation we have a good deal of temperatures in the 90s. You see 90s all across the southeast here, across the plains, and in through the mid-Atlantic. And that pretty much stays put through Sunday. That system heads a little bit further south and drops a little bit of a backdoor cold front here across the New England states, but we're still going to be very toasty here across the mid-Atlantic and portions of the Ohio Valley and extending down towards the Gulf Coast, where we could get upwards of 90s across much of this area. Heading on out into the plains, this severe weather outbreak continues a little bit further south. And we head on into your day on Monday. If we take a look at Monday here, I'm doing 4 days because I won't be able to cover all of your days in the coming days until about next week. So let's get into Monday, and this is where we get into the frontal boundary slipping even further southward. It's a very slow moving front, and it'll be bumping into some high pressures here across the Bermuda area all the way over through the Gulf Coast. So we'll be looking at 90s through much of the period across much of the Gulf Coast and extending up towards the mid-Atlantic. And across southeast Canada, we'll deal with bouts of rain and thunder showers as these fronts head east across the southern provinces of Canada. Here in the central states, we're going to continue with these severe weather outbreaks with highs well into the 80s and 90s. That's pretty much going to do it. Like me on Facebook at MeteoMark. Subscribe to me on YouTube. Here's a 4-day forecast for my hometown viewers from Binghamton, Telmira, and the northern tier counties of Pennsylvania. Let's head on into the day for your Friday. Looking sunny, Saturday sunny, Sunday and Monday we got a chance of thunder showers, but we're only looking at a 20% chance both days. So we're going to be cracking well into the 90s by the time Sunday and Monday roll around. Saturday, we could get up close to 90. Friday will probably be your coolest day, but it won't be that cool. We're looking at highs into the middle 80s. That's pretty much going to do it for MeteoMark. Enjoy your weekend. It's going to be a nice, sunny sky.